Hey guys, welcome to this new video on my channel. My name is Nico, aka trueniko, and today we're gonna talk about Lightroom and my favorite features that I wish I knew before I started with photography, because some features are a little bit hidden and I wanna share them with you so you can step up your editing. So yeah, let's just jump to the computer and let's get started. So the first feature is called color calibration, and you can find it right at the bottom of the editing tool. So when my computer is not that slow, we can go there. So we can find it here at the bottom. And I really love this feature to make my pictures pop a little bit and make them a little bit, I don't know, alive, I would say, so they're not as flat anymore. And some colors will, pop out a little bit better. So right now we have this image here and it's already edited. You can see here in a second the before and after. So I already made my normal adjustments, everything is edited, and I just want to make the picture pop a little bit more. So what I usually use for this is the calibration tool here at the bottom, and I usually only focus on the blue primaries and I only use the saturation there. And when, for example, I go to like 50 of the saturation, you see the orange here and the yellow of the train pops up a little bit more. And I really love this effect to give the pictures a little bit more of a glow and make them come alive. You can see the before, it looks good, but it's a little bit flat. And then with the calibration tool on, I already see a big difference. You can already also play around with the other colors, but I usually focus only on the blues because I usually get the best results with that. I have another picture here prepared for you. Okay, so here we have a nice picture of the Berlin TV tower, and we have some reflections here from the car. Here's another light reflection, and here. And I really like this image. Here's the before and after with the whole edit. And now if we use the color calibration and go to the blues again, so let's go maybe to 40, and then look at this area here of the picture where the light hits the sidewalk. So let's go to like 60%. Takes a second. So you see here is the glow a little bit better. Also here, maybe I go to like 80%, and then I can show you the before and after, so you'll notice the effect a little bit better. So here, focus on those areas, and you see there's a significant difference here. And I really like this to just make the pictures pop a little bit more. And maybe a further example, also shown with a building. So here we have a church nicely framed, and from the yellow colors we have here the building and also this gold here of the church. So let's go to like 50% or 60, and then you see already we have a nice effect on the building and also on the church. And then if I turn it off, it looks good, but it's a little bit flat. So with this effect we can achieve a nicer look, and I really love this feature, and I quite recently learned about this because I never touched this button or this function before. So yeah, that's my first feature I like to share. And now let's move to my second favorite feature. The second favorite feature is called the range mask, and you can use this tool when you're working with different filters and masks. So for example, you can use this with the gradiated filter, with the radial mask or radial filter, and also with the brush. And it helps you to make fine adjustments with those filters to only affect certain parts. So for example, you basically, you would, for example, use the filter here and then you want to darken this area. So this works perfectly. So my computer is very slow again. So you see here, this part of the picture is darkened, and we have a nice gradiated filter here. But the problem, as you see here, is that the sky is also affected. And you can, what you would normally do, you would use the brush tool, press Alt, and then you could erase this part of the picture, but this takes a little bit time and is also time consuming. So there's a better solution, and you can use the range mask for this. So I'll show you. So for example, we have this building here and we want to darken the whole building without affecting the sky. So for example, we can take the gradient filter, put it over the whole picture. So like this. You see here the whole picture is affected by this filter. So all the red parts are where the filter takes effect on the picture. And if I would, for example, put down the exposure down, you see the whole picture darkens, and that's not what we want to do. So we can use the range mask to help with this. So I put the exposure back to 0, and then we can go here to the range mask in the bottom. So if you click on this, you have two options. You can either choose from color. This is also very cool if you want to change only one color of a picture. So for example, you can choose the blue colors in the picture and then only affect those colors. Or we can use the luminance, and that's what we're going to do now. So we go to luminance. We can turn on the show luminance mask, or you can also press O on your keyboard to make the whole thing visible. So takes a while. So again, the whole picture is selected right now, but we also only want to talk about the building. So the building is obviously the darker part of the image because the sky is bright. So we only want to focus on the shadows in this picture. The shadows are here on the left and the highlights are here on the right. And if we move this slider from the highlights to the shadows, you already see that the red only affects the building. And now we can only make the adjustments to the building. So for example, if I go to the normal effects here now, and for example, I will just like overdo it now to show you the effect a little bit better. So if I overdo it, you see only the building is being affected by those effects. This also works the other way around. So for example, if I go back to the highlights here and go from the shadows to the highlights, you will slowly see that only the sky is affected because it's the bright part of the image. And you can already also work with the smoothness to make the corners a little bit better. And it's really perfect for architecture if you have a bright sky and you want to darken it without affecting like a building, or if you have a building framed perfectly, you can just select the sky with this. And it's also an amazing tool for portraits. So I have one here of me, a nice picture, and if it loads. Okay, so it's also great as for portraits, as I already said. And here I have a radio filter on my face, and when you see, okay, I have my face selected here, and if I, for example, put up the exposure, it's just, I will extra show it so you can see it better. So I go with the exposure to the maximum. You see my whole face and everything with this filter is selected. It's sometimes great for faces, but obviously it affects all the parts. And here you see the parts where the highlights are more presented are also affected more by this filter, and also the shadows are also very affected. So it doesn't look pleasant. So we can obviously use the range mask to work with this effect. So let's go to the range mask, go to luminance. We'll show the luminance mask. So press O on your keyboard or press this button here. So the whole area is red now, and then we can see where we work on this. So okay, let's do this bigger. And for example, if we only want to brighten the shadows, we can use this mask here and then go down to the shadows. And you see only the darkened parts of the image are being affected. It looks creepy right now, but we'll work on this in a second. So go here to the shadows. So obviously this part is darker here in the image. And then we turn this off here. And then let's go to the edit. Sorry, my computer is very slow again. Okay, and then I will like overdo it so you see the effect a little bit better. But if I go up with the exposure, you see I see only minor changes because only the darker parts of the image are being affected. And it's really perfect for portraits again. When you have harsh sunlight hitting a face, you can darken some areas of the image as well. So very awesome tool. And the last favorite feature in Lightroom is the crop tool, and the crop tool is really underrated. So if you press R on your keyboard, you get the normal crop tool, and here we have the rule of thirds. So that's the normal composition technique, but Lightroom has even more composition techniques that help you with your cropping. And if you press O on your keyboard, you can see them and go through of them. So for example, here we have the golden spiral, we have other things, I don't even know some names of them. And for example, here with the symmetry, so the perfect middle line. And you can really use those crop overlays to help you step up your composition, because the rule of thirds doesn't always work. And I think that's the perfect tool to step up your composition. And here, for example, we can put a line here in the middle, so we have a perfect symmetrical picture. And if we go to another picture, we can compose it even better. So we have this TV tower here in the middle. And what works good probably for this is a golden spiral. So we have a better composition. So let's press O on your keyboard, and you see we already go through the different overlays. And sorry, it takes a while for my computer. But yeah, we have here the golden spiral, and we can already adjust this to the picture. What's also cool, when you press Shift on your keyboard and then press O at the same time, you can switch the spiral around, and this also works for the other things. So if, for example, the tower would have been here on the left, you can jump between this composition techniques. And it's really an underrated tool, because not everybody knows about this. It's called crop overlays, and it's just perfect to step up your composition. So these are all my favorite tools here in Lightroom. I hope you liked this video, and I hope you learned something new. Let me know in the comments if you knew about these features, and also leave a like, and I'll see you next video. And yeah, stay healthy and have a great day. Bye bye.